Hi, my name is Jenna. I'm 30 years old and I am a yoga and meditation teacher. Therefore, I've been all over the world doing a million different trainings and adventures, exploring in order to find my peace, to be able to provide tools and different healing modalities for my students. And so, needless to say, when NuCalm came into my life, I was super excited to try it. And was like, no way that I can drop into this type of a state this quickly using technology and this little tiny disc on your wrist. I was proven very wrong. NuCalm came into my life through my amazing partner, Salim. It was actually part of our first date. I had been teaching all over, running from different studios to private clients, and I showed up at his door and he could see I was clearly a little,
frazzled.
Frazzled, that's a good one. Yeah, frazzled, to put it nicely. And he was like, you know what? This is what's going to happen. You're going to come in and I'm going to have you lie down here. I'm going to put this thing on your arm, this eye mask thing over your face, headphones on your ears, and I'll see you in about 20 minutes. And I was like, okay. And 20 minutes later, I come out of the complete daze, that, limbo state between, I'm like, am I dreaming? Is this real life? Where am I? Who is this magical man? And I said to him, you're gonna have to come get me because there is no way that I am not inside of your mattress right now. That is how much I've dropped down and in and am fully relaxed. And he comes over and had to physically pick me up out of the bed and brought me over to his dining room table at the time where we enjoyed some pizza.
Like Jenna said, my name is Salim. I'm 34 years old, and about 10 years ago, I went down a hole of wellness, and I started out really, I like to say, chasing energy. It stemmed from my upbringing. My father passed away at a very early age from cancer. I graduated college and really refused to believe that cancer was a thing, so started burying my face in books and actually found a doctor who was curing patients with cancer through baking soda, which I thought was, wow. Baking soda. How do you do that? And that opened my eyes to really nutrition, the importance of nutrition, and the importance of just wellness. So started experimenting with different diets. I was vegan, I was vegetarian, I was pescatarian. Bottom line, through all of that, I really fell in love with this energy that came from it. And with that energy, I would put towards my work. I am what people call a biohacker. I try optimizing my energy as much as I can, a bunch of different gadgets, and would always be very go, go, go. I'd run 10 miles every day. I would be listening to Audible books, trying to learn as much as I can. Could never really just stop the mind. And every book I read about successful people talked about how important and crucial meditation is in their daily practices. So I was like, you know what? I want to try this meditating thing. Downloaded an app called Headspace, would use it, but I could really just never sit still and quiet my monkey mind, as people call. At an event that Sound was sponsoring, there was a booth, and NuCalm was at that booth. And the person that was pitching NuCalm actually told me that this is the best 20-minute power nap you can ever imagine. Tony Robbins uses it. And when he said Tony Robbins, I was like, okay, I'm a little intrigued, but did not have really time at the event to try the product. He said, please come to this gym that had it in New York City after. You will love it. And I was like, you know what? Why not? So 2 days later, I went to this gym. There was NuCalm there. I tried it for the first time, and I instantly just dropped into this state that I would call, kind of like you said, Jenna, between awake and asleep, this limbo state, which I now know as the parasympathetic state, and fell in love instantly, not only with how it felt then, but how I felt after. It was the first time my mind really ever just stopped. So I was like, I need to get my hands on this. How can I make this happen? Talked to the guy that introduced it to me and was like, I need to meet the founders of this company. I want to help this company. I want to be a part of it. And fast forward 4 years later, I have used NuCalm every single day of my life. It's the first thing I do when I wake up. I like to say that any sleep that I didn't get due to all the stresses that that running a business entails, it provides. And then I also use it for post-workout as a recovery. It is the ultimate recovery, getting your body in that parasympathetic state, which allows the most oxygen to get to your blood cells. And Jenna, who is a breathwork meditation yoga teacher, I knew she would love it. And that's one of my favorite things actually about it. I feel like anybody who practices meditation or wellness, when they try it the first time, they instantly get it because they understand what dropping into that state is.
Yeah, it's like a highway to the place that you try over and over again to get to through any type of practice, whether it's breathwork, meditation, yoga. Usually there is a path, there's a journey to get to that sweet spot. And NuCalm takes you there immediately. I'm constantly trying out different types of supplements, healing modalities, doctors, the next best thing. NuCalm has been the constant. It is the one thing that I have done since being diagnosed every single day without fail. And I attribute so much of my healing to this incredible
Technology.
Thank you.
And I would say I probably try pushing you to do it twice a day. That's how important it is.
Yeah.
I did it every morning when I got up, and now we do it together every morning, which I think really just allows us to drop in, feel that parasympathetic state, which I think in that state you get that gratitude, that love, that pure joy and bliss for being alive. And I don't think there's a better way to start off the day than with your partner, with your significant other, meditating.
Yeah, relaxed physical body to take on the day, to be intentional and connected.
Totally. And I mean, for me, I put out fires all day running a beverage company, one of the more difficult industries to be in. And I'll find myself, it'll be 2 p.m., just got off a bunch of calls, and the only thing I want to do is just stop and clear my head, and there is no better way to do that than a 20-minute NuCalm session. It really allows you to reset if you have a problem, and usually when you get a problem, your mind reacts to this problem, right? It's like, what do I got to do? How do I got to fix it? Whose fault is it? And that's really not a way to get to a resolution of a problem. The best way to get to a resolution of the problem is having a clear head, having a clear mindset, and looking at it from all angles. And NuCalm does such an incredible job of really just allowing you to step back, look at it from a macro scale, I like to say, and go at the problem with the best foot forward.